solution to be able to deal with CK. So, yeah, let's see.
The battle begins.
I mean, in the mid lane as well, you know, Knight on the Void Spirit. How does this one sort of go between the two of them?
Stormstormer always does excellent.
Yeah, he's an incredibly solid Invoker player.
Yeah, and you can actually do a lot of cool things as an Exort Invoker when you're playing versus these melee heroes. You know, Void Spirit's one of the better ones because you can actually always kill the summon, the Force Spirit that's going to be coming out. You know, with your damage block and everything, you can just commit onto it. But rune control, Invoker can control his own runes, just sending the Force Spirit as well too. So yeah, we'll see. Let's see how bottom goes too, because this time they're not this like double super tanky beef heroes that Fishman did struggle to kind of push away. This time it is a Coddle that he's going to be chasing. Oh, interesting. Sox is starting with a Blightstone. That's new.
This one was not for you.
Yeah, we'll see who sort of wins the support battle down here. Who's going to be able to get the most done between Saxa and Fishman. But indeed, yeah, Saxa's ready to right-click.
Did they miss the block? Or what's this secondary sentry for? I didn't get to see actually when they placed it down, the sentry near the hard camp. Sorry, Radiant sentry near the Dire Ancient area. My bad. Whatever, you can see they blocked Ancient because they expect like this Axe and the Beastmaster and this Coddle to be constant. But yeah, this sentry I'm just confused by because it looks like maybe they missed the block that they were initially going for or something. But yeah, this is a very strong pressure lane that they've got on the side of Tundra.
Yeah, you know, last game we saw Skeeter on the jug. He had a fantastic time. On the CK, is he also going to feel pretty comfortable and safe this game, or are there more threats from this time around?
I think more threats than the jug did last time around. The lane can be a little bit problematic too. Dawnbreaker is a very strong hero, and Katomi, we've seen, he's kind of the most impressive Wyvern player for me. Across actually like all regions. I've been really enjoying him. Looking at mid, and man, 9 is crushing it right now.
He is 13-6 against the 7-1.
Yeah.
We'll see if things change sort of once Storm's got a couple of levels and the Force Spirit's a bit better. But until then, yeah, 9 showing up big time here on the first few waves.
Yeah, he's able to. I didn't see if he actually did kill. I was looking at the other lanes, but this is, like I was mentioning, Void Spirit is one of those heroes that you can tank a lot of the damage since you have that absorption, and you have chances to kill Void Spirit constantly.
That's some easy extra CS. Extra gold as well, taking these Forge Spirits down.
Level 4 already. Stormstormer has he's only 3.5, so a good advantage here for 9 at the moment.
Yeah, of course, not really any heroes that are going to be able to make moves towards that mid and threaten a Void Spirit. 9's going to feel very safe in that area of the map.
Spam in the bottom lane, as we mentioned. The axes, the chakra, constantly refreshing the axes to get more spam too. How much regen do they have? They only have 2 tangos left here for Pure. They are going to be very low. Well, on 33, he already has his helm. They have extra tangos too, so lane looks like it's going to get pretty difficult for Pure. It looks like all 3 lanes under pretty happy.
You can see that for Entity, their supports having to go heavier on the consumable spending.
A small adjustment.
I mean, Pure. Oh my goodness, he's taken out there by those axes.
Hey, he can't farm. And he can just die if he steps up too far.
They're living on the edge here.
Yeah, this is a problem.
It's got Salve coming out in the courier.
But they're going to look to just dive him. The axes.
Oh, it hits him as well. He's down to 20 HP.
Even when he salves up, he's not going to be full. Top.
Skeeter will get caught. Entity, they'll manage to find first blood there on the top lane.
As we mentioned, this time around, Toby has a much better matchup. He's not this Veno versus Jug that can get literally nothing. They can actually contest the CK, so a good move by them. And we are seeing, sure, you see 23 and 10 on the Void Spirit, but Stormstormer slowly catching up. And they get top.
Yeah, they're able to get in and take down Snaking as well. Didn't initially manage to dive away. You can say by the infused raindrop, but he'll still go down. Down bottom, Fishman. Should be in trouble there. The axes and the blast. If we can set up to bring down 33 in return, they can. Pure will manage to take the kill in return.
Getting another Forge Spirit. My goodness. How many can we get a tab to see how many he's killed?
He's at least at 3.
I know he's gotten a couple. Yeah, he's gotten 5 already.
Forge Spirits.
He's gonna be level 6 almost, and he's gonna be able to potentially just dive the Invoker when he gets it. Stormstormer having difficulty in this matchup. 9. He's pushing his limits.
On top lane, Toby. Some of the Dawnbreaker, but they'll kite it out with the dive.
Still seeing Skeeter get pressured a bit, though. Even though he has that built-in sustain, it is a lot of damage that comes out between the Dawn and this Winter Wyvern.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A consistent spam.
Yep, and the threat of Sunstrike as well, too, is something you always have to keep in the back of your mind, too, when you are playing on these side lanes.
I can't help but feel that this looks to be the setup, though, for another game where 33 on the Beastmasters.
He might
probably going to have quite a free time in this area of the map. He's getting perfect farm.
And he's going to get boosted up, too, from Soxa over and over again. They didn't even go back to even check for some stacks. They're just playing the lane. So these sentries that were early placed from Entity kind of were wasted, a bit of wasted gold. And Fishman, he keeps trying to get on top of the Coddle, but as we know, Coddle 320 movement speed. He gets hit by one boar slow. Clock can't catch up to him without boots. All right, Power Rune. Who's going to get it? Soxa is now trying to stack. Okay, so sentries have now paid off their value. Blocks the first stack of the Ancients. The hard camp will still get stacked up, and yeah, Katomi takes the rune.
See top lane, I mean... I see bottom there. The blast on Fishman, but the raindrops don't work.
He's fine. They're still getting pretty okay farm for Pure. They've had to spend a good amount on regen, but level 6 already. It's able to trade back nicely.
On top lane, they tried to go in for Skeeter. They did bring him down low. We'll see. Cold Embrace used to try and save Toby, but it's going to only buy time for 9 to TP in and take him out.
Nice TP. And the Sunstrike ended up missing, I believe, on Skeeter too. Otherwise, potentially he did die. But as we see, you know, Stormstormer is catching up very quickly. Almost exactly the same net worth as that Void Spirit. So as the time, you know, as you get those levels on Invoker, he'll be getting minus as well. Pretty soon, he has fully recovered. And soon double Void Spirits, which that starts to be a problem. That's when Void Spirit's kind of like, okay, I don't really want to just sit in the lane. I'm going to need a +1 potentially to get set up onto him. He doesn't have the best heroes to rotate for him either. It's kind of a lot relying on 9 to be able to make moves around the map. Doesn't have the best gankers.
I see Fishman head in to check out the triangle again.
Yeah, he's like, okay, they just cleared a stack. Up here. Should just be able to walk away.
Fishman's getting aggressive.
Sunstrike?
I've got the Sunstrike. It's going to bring Snaking down low. That won't be enough to kill him. Snaking's fine. Fishman ends up dying for his attempt.
Oh, double sentry placed from Tundra. Bit of a waste there. But expecting what Fishman... He's been doing this all the time as Clockwerk. Even the earlier game when they were playing versus the Bristleback, he's always scouting, always trying to give information for his team. And Midas is done. Good Midas game too. First Beastmaster always. Always be very nice. And yeah, double Force Spirits are now at the ready. So let's see how they enable 9. Right now they're just pumping up with mana. They don't really have, as we mentioned, the best gankers on the 2 supports, but as for enabling their core heroes, Coddle is one of the better ones.
Yeah, some excellent short cooldown spells on.
Yeah.
Which they're all 4 of the rest of the heroes to spam.
And just keeping him juiced up too. If he doesn't get a power rune, they just heal. As 9's committing, they have a blast.
Yeah, he's not going to have nearly enough damage to take down Stormstormer. The TPs were instant. Katomi and Fishman turning up to make sure that 9 can't dive for Stormstormer. 9 will try and test attention over towards the clock instead. Sunstrike's going to connect. Resident Pulse giving him some protection. Infused Raindrop as well saves him from the Splinter Blast damage. They'll get the kill and they'll get out.
Really pushing the limits on 9 there. It's very close for him just dying to the Sunstrike. Does end up surviving. And Pure, he's kind of just in the jungle now. Doesn't want to lane versus Beastmaster spam that's coming out. Soxa will be okay. Katomi will take the bottom lane. We've seen so many times these Wyverns do this, but we've also seen a lot of times, especially here like Beastmaster, you cut the trees, you're actually able to find this Wyvern when he gets this deep push going. I might look for a dive here.
It's a bit of a dangerous spot for Katomi to be in.
They just really want to zone him off the wave so that he can't Splinter Blast it.
They're going to bring more down here, Entity.
Okay.
Pure and Fishman.
Is under attack.
They just can't catch the speedy Coddle, though.
33 has got Roar, of course, if he wants to try and set up for a kill.
And he has the tumblers, too, which can catch people off guard a little bit. You tumble and get the Roar off. Pure, it's going to be the same build this time, of course. The Treads into Dragonlance BKB. As we mentioned, it's a better one this game for it, since he's not playing versus both Roar and Doom and Grimstroke.
Yeah, having a much better start this time round.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And as we mentioned too, you know, the side lanes, they're not getting dumpstered. They're not getting decimated. Dawnbreaker is doing a good job. He's able to actually play his lane. Stormstormer as well. A lot of global threat on the map too. The Sunstrike, the Solar Guardian. So Tundra have to be a little hesitant about some of the times when they look for these very aggressive plays, because they can just get turned on.
Yeah, really, really good setup as well for those sort of global moves.
Yeah.
Whether it be the hook shots or the astrals or the curses. They have those ways to start fights when Tundra start to approach. TP's coming down. Stormstorm is going to look for 33. They've caught him in the combo. Cold snap into the hook shot and the Sunstrike. 33 weren't ready for that one.
That's a nice move. Katomi now getting the level 6 as well too.
Radiant's
stopping the push entirely.
Under attack.
Stormstormer might walk back into a gank though. He's expecting it. He scans. He's got the read. And he's got the backup of Katomi right behind him, and they have the Solar Guardian that they're still hanging on to, as you see up top.
Yeah,
Dawnbreaker's waiting.
It definitely makes it too tricky of a move for Tundra to try and jump Entity under the tier 1.
Midas. He looks like he wants to save it for the creep, potentially. And he will get it. Okay, nicely done by Stormstormer.
And very close to having his bots as well. Nicely farmed start here for the mid-Invoker.
9 is coming in behind. They really want to go for this tower, Tundra. 4 heroes.
I'll find a courier. They'll definitely want more than that. Not the amount of attention they brought down it. See 9 holding back until he sort of commits here onto Fishman. Staking will manage to get the Supernova off, so he'll be okay. They'll take out Fishman. Kind of want more than that to get anything going Entity's way.
It might be too scary to fight down here. We'll see how they approach it.
They might just bail out on Kato. I mean, just leave him for dead.
But as we mentioned, Stormstormer doesn't have TP, so he has to kind of ghost walk and get out somehow.
That's Katomi gone, and indeed with the axes, they're hunting for him, and with the Roar, they'll try and bail him out with the Solar Guardian. See if they can turn this around, Entity. They're in with the cold snap, Sunstrike down on the 33s, have to start, they'll drop the Sanity's Eclipse. Astral here to protect Stormstormer. They're going to be able to keep Stormstormer alive and turn the fight around. It's a double kill for Pure.
Yeah, they called everybody. They're like, Stormstormer's telling them, he's a guy that have no TP, please help me.
And they might just get 9 as well. The controls there. A very nice hold there from Entity.
And a way better game already for Pure. He's 3-0-1.
Picking up the kills. 3-0-1. Yes, a night and day difference here between what he was able to achieve in that game 2 of the series as the carry OD. It's very much looking up and looking like, you know, we're starting to see why they really wanted to bring this carry OD out. There's potential. He's second highest in the net worth.
And he will be buffed up, right? There is an Invoker who's probably going to be alacritying him a lot inside these team fights in the mid game. And Stormstormer, as we said, he's kind of the secondary carry. So good response from Entity. Now Tundra, no Solar Guardian. They're like, we need to get this tower. They're probably going to put same emphasis down here with at least 3 heroes. Skeeter quietly has been farming though. So I haven't really touched on the CK too much. One of his best heroes, of course, too. He's able to just sit in the jungle. Almost keep up with that OD. Yeah, but so far I think we're in for a much more even game than the last 2, because the last 2 were pretty one-sided on both departments.
No, for sure, yeah, game 1 after a certain point felt like it was completely over, and game 2 indeed a little bit earlier in that one felt like it was GG, but this one, 13 minutes in, absolutely having the potential to swing both ways, and top lane stacks that will show himself. Entity quick to jump.
An Exort Invoker able to set up these global ganks without Sunstrike. He's TPing into the ganks. He usually hits cross X. He's playing very quick with it. Level 12. Having an excellent game as he tends to on these Invokers. Stormstormer is one of the best.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
If not the absolute best, honestly. He is very impressive always. And he almost always goes Exort too, which I'd love to see.
Radiant's bottom tower is
for Tundra, you know, what's sort of the plan, do you reckon, around Skeeter CK? Is it, you know, arm the Echo and then get him involved, or Do they want to continue to sort of just play the farm game on the CK, get Skeeter really big before they're forced to fight?
It's just scary for him to show up, right? Like, as we mentioned, there is some counters he has to deal with. Invoker and Wyvern, two of the better ones, and it feels like constantly, like, Entity's always going to have the ultimate advantage of, like, team fights, depending on how the Phoenix plays. And right now, another catch.
Should be another free one here, Saxon.
They might just be able to get a Roche now, too, right? The way that they did last time, the OD can just sneak it if they get a single pick-off. Yeah, this is looking way better.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
His BKB is done if he'd like to bring it out to 30 gold. So that will prove problem, because then he'll be able to actually focus Egg, and the only thing he has to worry about really is the Beastmaster.
Radiant are scanning.
And once again, Tundra unlikely to be able to do much about this Roshan. That's pure. That timing once again, but you know, obviously this game 3 compared to game 2 in a much different position. He's ahead, and now he's got the BKB and the Aegis. Yeah, well, BKB and 500 gold. He's got to be pretty much there for the next fight. So that next move that Entity make is going to be very difficult for Tundra to deal with.
Yeah, he can even, like, if a fight did come to him, he can disassemble and do all that stuff too. So yeah, he's in an excellent spot. Tundra definitely feel like they're feeling some of that pressure, because I do feel like they want to try to involve Skeeter, but it's just scary for him because he doesn't want to die and slow himself down versus this OD and Invoker.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Does feel like Entity getting a little bit better out of this first 16 minutes here. And yeah, their team fight's just a bit easier to execute too, right? Because they have the counter initiation, they have Katomi, who's been so damn good on his Wyvern, all of his curses always. Yeah, let's see what they can do. Tundra. The Helm of the Overlord is done, so 33 will be able to apply a lot more pressure with this.
Just getting so much more out of the map, it feels. Whether in the 3 lanes, you know, Tundra have to be much more cautious about how they approach the farm.
They're just scared to make the aggressive plays. Right now, they did see Stormstormer sneaking up. They have the Hawk, so they can always play off of this vision advantage. They have to watch out for Solar Guardian.
Very quick with the blink and the Ghost Wall.
And his team is coming already. They're going to be able to outnumber Tundra down here.
Now they can turn and look for kills themselves if Tundra's not careful there. Entity has got the catch.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Now Tundra bringing more numbers down. But a bit scared. They're a bit hesitant to make the moves, as we see. Yeah, off screen always. Toby at the ready to jump in. So Tundra just always has to have, like, honestly, they always have to have number advantage, or they will just get that +1 on Entity. Let's see what they can grab. Can they find anything? Entity, they're just farming. They're very content with the state of the game right now. And Fishman just constantly playing around his carry. He'll be the one to tank it, it looks like. But he gets saved.
Yeah, these defensive Astrals meaning that Tundra can't really fully commit, even for the support.
He might still die. Another set of axes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'll get him, and they might just try for Pure as well, but he'll put the BKB. Doesn't want to lose his Aegis quite yet.
See what he's doing with his backpack as well, too. He was using Chipped Vest for some time to farm, just to keep the sustain going. Now he's Grove Bow, ready to battle. But a BKB on cooldown, 75 seconds. Tundra might look to take advantage of that.
And they still have Raw.
They do. And they always have this, like we said, vision advantage in a way, too. Just be able to scout.
The
Fishman, I don't think he's too upset. You know, this is standard Fishman stuff. 0-5, the Clockwerk. He's always the one tanking the ganks for his team. It's kind of the ideal as your 5 position. Now, Katomi also, he has a blink, so they have 2 different ways to follow up to protect. They have the Solar Guardian, and they will probably always have the Wyvern in play to be able to counter any gank that does come out onto those big cores.
Yeah, it does definitely feel much more complicated for Tundra to be able to get the freedom to focus down Pure in the team fight. A lot of ways for Entity to keep that OD safe and just control the team fight.
And you just have to be careful always too, because if you do put too much onto the OD, the Invoker will just destroy you. As top, Toby, he has BKB, hanging on to it.
He's gonna get caught in the blast.
Oh my, and he hung on to it too long.
Yeah, didn't quite expect maybe to just get hit that hard during the pull of the Remnant, but he certainly did.
And 9 had just also finished up his Kaya Sanj plus Fairy Trinket, so maybe the damage, just he didn't expect it to really do that much. Now he gets a Van Brace, so even more spell amp. And Skeeter just farming. He does not want to get involved, as we said. Bottom.
I got the Sunstrike. I got the timing. Stormstormer picks it up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
3-0-3 and with these kills, BKB, it's coming in very shortly.
Both teams seem pretty content, honestly. State of the game. It doesn't seem like either one wants to really force too much. They're both happy with the way that the trades are coming out.
And, you know, of course, in all of this action, we've very much seen a lot of inaction from Skeeter. You know, the CK has been completely out of it. So yet to sort of see how Tundra's lineup sort of rolls in the fights when they have Skeeter getting involved as well. So that'll all probably happen at least once he's got the BKB done. Not before that.
It's like we said, though, it's still a scary game for him. He has to just be careful how he plays into this Invoker and the Wyvern in particular. I mean, I feel like he probably just wants to still sit back and farm until he has Blink as well. Level 20 talent too, like later on, like it's going to be time for Skeeter to want to get involved. Of course, that reality pierces the spell immunity, so you can focus fire the OD.
And who's going to have, you know, when you sort of take everything into account, who's going to have an easier time to get, you know, have impact in the team fights between like the carry OD and the carry CK in the late game fights?
It all depends on how they address the backliners and the control. Like, if the Beastmaster doesn't get Aurora off, then this OD is just going to be able to pop off.
Oh, lovely Sunstrike here. We'll set up for Pure to be able to come in, put a stop to Sax's TP. And take him out in a couple of hits. Another kill for Pure, 5-0-2.
It does feel like the OD might actually have a little bit of an easier time, gotta be honest. Just because there are so many counters for Skeeter. Skeeter's got BKB though. Let's see if they want to make a call to move him. Roar.
Lane. So anything to follow up the roar in time though. Skeeter, he's got the pull back into the Hawk stun. The heal's coming in with a Solar Guardian, but the damage from Skeeter far too much to be offset by Toby, and Toby also has to pop the BKB to run.
Toby a bit far away to be able to help the Invoker this time. Stormstormer was very deep, and now they're going to lose a secondary. Skeeter finally able to get involved as soon as he finishes BKB.
Absolutely, still showing, of course, how quickly he can take down the single targets when he gets in with the Phantasm. Huge amounts of physical damage.
And great chain stun. Also, of course, the Hawks, the Roar, able to keep Stormstormer in that position away from that Wyvern.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Now they can actually get a little bit more advantage here. 20 seconds, no Invoker. Potentially going to get the mid tower. A huge pickup for Tundra.
Radiant's middle tower.
And a power rune as well. 9. He has another Arcane. So he's still looking for another target. And the constant threat of these Hawks, these stuns.
And that, you know, it's going to be quite the big thing as well. It definitely feels that with Entity's lineup, it's going to be a fair bit more difficult to push down towers, right? Sure, you got the Forge Spirits, but outside of that, you're not really taking down towers quickly. No,
you need to get like a pretty successful team wipe or something along those lines to push in comparison. And yeah, I was going to say, I think they need a little more catch also for this Void Spirit, because 9, we mentioned, he doesn't really have too many things he has to deal with. The hook shot and the curse in particular. So the Hex was queued up from Stormstormer. I think that's definitely the right approach, because 9 is...
Yeah, I think they're both getting it right. Yeah, Hex on Stormstormer and Pure's item lifts next.
Makes sense.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, I was thinking like Shiva's or the Hex for the OD would be pretty ideal, depending how he feels about the game state.
Skeeter back to farming up his Blink Dagger next.
He's chilling.
I mean, it really does feel that Tundra, with the way that they're playing, they don't seem too concerned. They're very happy as long as Skeeter's getting the space. Feeling that the CK ultimately should be able to carry this.
Especially because he can potentially just start to get to points where he one-shots a lot of these heroes through BKB when he gets the 20 talent. There
we go, Blink done on him. See if they want to go for a sort of smoke play around that. One of have we got? Snaking has got the smoke at the ready. Roar's back up.
It does feel like they can.
Could be a very good time for Tundra to make a move. They get him with sort of the Roar and Skeeter jumping either the same target or another. They should have the opportunity to quickly shred through one of them with the Phantasm at the CK.
All about positioning now at this point, right? Katomi has to be on point with his saves.
Yeah,
if one of the cores do get jumped, or Pure has to be on point to be able to protect in the Invoker or something like that that does get grabbed. Because they're going to die so fast. Especially if they don't get the BKBs off, right? Like 9 will just eviscerate them too.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So Pure.
Yeah.
Getting very aggressive.
He's going to head up the wave. We'll see the hook shot to the side, but Skeeter, he's just going to get straight in on top. Yeah, Pure dies in a second to the damage of these Phantasm from Skeeter. They'll also get Fishman to the side and into the trees. They'll find Kataomi, who didn't even get a chance to get in position there. I mean, this is the power of the CK. No, Skeeter with the BKB in the blink. When he presses ult and he jumps in on top of this OD, Pure, he's gone in an instant.
They have to be so quick to get the save. Fishman actually gets a pretty good hook shot, but the stun had connected.
Catch Skeeter. Yeah. Yeah, Skeeter was able to make it round that.
And now Skeeter he pretty much has the 20 talent. So it feels like in the next situations, even if they get BKB up before the stuns, they might just die anyway.
As you say, yeah. Cold embraces, Winter's curses. The pressure is on for Kataomi. Has to come in with those clutch saves. And that's why the only thing that will protect them.
Yeah, and that's why I was kind of saying also there's a chance that Pure maybe looks to go for like a Shiva's, because you can see he needs armor, he needs something to protect himself versus Skeeter. As it all just happens so fast.
I know, it feels hard that even with the Shivas, if he gets on top of you like that, you're going to fall very, very low, if not just dead anyway. Snaking.
He's got that smile on.
Got a bit of a smile on it. When he sees his carry take down the enemy carry that quickly, he's going to be happy.
I mean, Skeeter's just been able to sit back and farm, and then as soon as he showed up twice, he's gotten the big kills. It's kind of the dream situation for him. 33. Getting pulled out of it. Nice recall. Little tumble over the trees there. Yeah, they're pulling around all over the map, pressuring bottom. Now they've recalled 9 to mid lane, and they're ready to fight. Skeeter is 20. BKB's at the ready. Anthony the summons, scouting them.
They're going to jump in straight away onto Toby. Toby's in trouble, he's gone.
They just can't save anybody. Katomi, he's not able to get in range over and over again this time around. They just die way too fast.
I mean, Tundra, they could look to jump for more at 9. He's charging up to the high ground. He's ready to look for more action. Pure has to defensively after him, so Kataomi comes in.
The Lincolns,
it blocks the curse. And now Kataomi will die for that. We'll see a buyback from Toby. Over to the side, 33's got the Roar. They'll jump in over towards Pure, and they'll take down this OD. They'll bring down the clock. Tundra, they're ready to roll them over an entity. They're throwing so many buybacks into this fight. They really want to try their best to turn it. See if they can do so. See Pure off to the side. 33's picked up a triple, and he's still have to go for more. They're on top of Pure.
Oh, man.
From Pure. Entity just crumbling in this team fight to Tundra.
Tundra hit their stride, and now they're just finding everything. They have full control.
They're diving in. I mean, Stormstormer getting slowed up by the call. He's gone as well. Everybody dead and more. That was I think, what, 3 buybacks, 3 diebacks there on Entity.
That was an 8 for 0. Oh my goodness. The game has completely exploded. The Lincolns by 9 blocks the curse. Entity full panics. They Solar Guardian on top too.
Buyback. Oh
boy.
Yeah, that went downhill fast.
Oh yeah. And
15k lead. They're up in the base. They're going to look for barracks.
They might be able to go tier 4s.
I think they might be able to.
Especially Glyph is used.
See how much they want to take here, Tundra.
Let's see what they look to do with that.
Well,
Radiant's middle tower.
This game blew up.
It did. I mean, you know, on the OD, Pure, he got to have a little bit of a showing early on in the game, but it really seemed, you could tell in the way that Tundra was playing that they knew that they were going to have this potential at a certain point to just jump and kill him, and they're doing it again.
It's a Skeeter specialty, right? His CK, he knows when he has those windows, and he's taking
He knows how to win the game.
Yeah, 5-1 and 3. Back up, Roche is up. They don't want to force the issue too much, but this game just, I mean, the game is like, feels like it's completely over now.
It's so hard now. Look at that. It just like that. It dropped in an instance from probably like a 40% win probability down to a 1%. Try for the steal, but the Aegis has already been picked up by Skeeter.
He got shard.
I got shard.
Little small thing at least, but yeah, these, I mean, pretty big mistakes. It feels like almost by Entity, but Tundra just read the map perfectly. It's from every one of these team fights, it just seems like they get the instant stuns, they don't get the BKBs up, and the targets just die. And then Katomi tries to go for a play, and it all just gets turned on.
Back in action. And catching Toby there with the Remnant 9.
Ever since the catch top, right? They catch Stormstormer top playing too aggressive. Katomi can't get the save. Then they get a secondary catch onto Pure. Then a third and a fourth. It's all just ramped up so quick for Tundra.
There's no refresher orb on the Phoenix.
Holy. Full items out of nowhere after these last few successful fights.
It's a straight refresher here for Snaking.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
On 33. I'm going to use the curse to set up. He has already BKB'd. See if they can kill him as this comes to an end.
Oh, he jukes it. He's going to blink. Nope.
Might still get the chance to. Yeah, he will. He's away.
Tumble and recall.
Goodbye.
Tumble his toy. He's still hanging on to it at 30 minutes. Just for those type of escapes. And now, Tundra ready to fight up here.
Yeah, Entity's in a bit of an awkward spot now. They've chased this far up the lane. Toby's just getting slowed to the side. He'll put the BKB. He'll go for the BKB TP. If they got the physical, they don't. He'll live. Only just, though.
That's a strange manner of conduct.
But never ever to take a fight, it feels like now. Entity so far behind. Even now having to switch item builds, going for Lincolns on Stormstormer likely just so he doesn't get one-shotted during the combo from CK. And Soxa now just pulling 9 bottom. Looking for Stormstormer.
Dire are scanning.
Gonna find him a bit in the trees here.
Radiant's top
Should be slippery enough to get away though, Stormstormer.
Still spooky because his TP was on cooldown. Sweating bullets a little bit. And top
lane, 33. He's in with the roar onto Pure. The Solar Guardian and the Cold Embrace. This time around, heals will be there, but there's a Supernova off to the side. Skinner's got the pullback onto Pure. Pure's dead for 70. The Supernova's done, catches out Toby. Of course, the BKB's still on cooldown, so no escape here for the Dawnbreaker. Toby tries to run, but the stun will connect. He goes down. Katomi's out as well. Get the curse off, but it doesn't matter. Okay, at least gets him the kill on Snaking in return, but it's looking to be over. 4 dead on Entity. Tundra again, just steamrolling the team fight, and they're ready to bring it down the mid.
And a well-deserved tip, really, for Skeeter. He played this game to perfection. He waited for his perfect time, hits his 15, gets blink, BKB, etc. And the 2 or 3 times that he showed up early on, it got them those big kills that got them to this advantage. And now, yeah, game's over. They have a Hex on Invoker, but nobody else is alive.
No, Skeeter knew his timings perfectly. He knew exactly what had to be done and when to turn up, when to look to win the game. As the buyback will come out from Katomi, trying to slow down Tundra on this final push. Katomi will get dragged back outside of the fountain. He goes down. The Ancient's exposed. As there it is. GG is called. Tundra will take this game 3, and with that, the series, it's theirs. 2-1, and an important one, of course, as well, which will now put Tundra, I believe, in that top spot in the league.